in third in the league in passing touchdowns. It's the Falcons and the Saints on Sunday Night Primetime.
A dazzling facility located here in the heart of Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. All right, football fans, settle in because we got bragging rights on the line in this one. Kate, Scott, Brock Hewitt here with you as we get set for a division rematch. Brock, one side seeking the sweep, and the other looking for some revenge after how that first showdown went.
What do they say about familiarity? Familiarity does well.
It breeds something.
It breeds contempt. These teams don't like each other. They can fake it. They can say all the right things on the paper. They don't want any bulletin board material. But the fact is, you know your division foes better than anybody, and they know you. And that familiarity does bring a little extra heat into this matchup.
Time for teams to start making moves towards the postseason. Here we go. It's week 11. Has this at the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So out have the Falcons for their first possession. And leading them out is a master at overcoming adversity before and after being drafted 8th overall in 2024. Out of your alma mater, Washington, it's Michael Penix Jr.
Just an all-around great performance from him last week, Kate, in the win. Those 2 touchdowns he had played a big part in the victory, no question. But so did keeping it clean, not throwing a pick. You want to become friendly with your own defense? Make sure they don't have any extra possessions to defend. He did his job, and so did his teammates.
Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
They'll run here on first down. Down the sideline inside the 40. And he heads out of bounds. Great pickup on that run. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier second down play. But they will take that execution every time.
First carry here for Braylon Allen. And this is down across the 30 before it stopped. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the 28. And he drives this forward to the 6. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. They'll run. Jacobs. And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. He gets him 3. This brings up 2nd and goal.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
They'll try and punch it in. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Falcons take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. No doubt about that one, Brock. They soften that defense up with that lengthy opening series. And then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reach the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays. But when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
Tucker able to tack on the extra point. And the Falcons will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Returnable from the 1. And this drive will start inside the 25. So now we're going to look at the other offense as the Saints take the field. And they'll be led out by their fourth-year quarterback.
And he wonders, he's about to take his first snap today. Yeah, he took care of the football last week, Kate. That was great. No interceptions. But just the 1 touchdown. I'm curious if he cranks up that aggressive knob today.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Throwing now from the gun. That's caught by Chris Olave. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. 3rd and short in your back pocket. You can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
From the 31. Completed over the middle. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. He gets 6 on that play. And the Saints are going to have a 1st down. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Brought down by Reek Woolen. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
A humble 5-6-yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Here's 2nd and 5. Has him on the quick hitter. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. They'll throw it into the hands of Romeo Dobbs. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 43. We've got a screen to the running back. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get him enough yards for the 1st, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Opening drive going according to plan. This is 1st and 10 at the 36. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Here's a give on 1st and goal. Has the New Orleans touchdown. The Saints finish off their opening drive. For the offense, you gotta love it, Brock. Points to begin the game as he runs it in for an opening drive touchdown.
And you've got one very happy running back right over there on the sideline right now. These backs, they do feel the pressure to find the end zone every single week. It's not easy to do. But to do it this early and get out of the way, big time.
Now we'll see them try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Saints respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. On is the Saints kickoff team to tee it up and send it away. Flowers now to return it. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And they are just a hop and a skip away from midfield as he goes out of bounds up beyond the 45. The Falcons and their running back about to get back to work. And he is the NFL leader in rushing yards as we work through November. He's hoping an excellent season can continue as such here. The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. They get 13 on the pickup, and the Falcons will have a first.
You spring a big gain like that, Kate, on the interior, 9 times out of 10, that O-line decisively won their matchup with the big fellas up front. They got those pads down. They created leverage, and they opened up that running lane.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Penix here from the gun. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Give now to the running back. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Now a give. It's Allen headed left. And he's taken down with a short gain to the 25. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
They got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Throwing for the pistol, Penix. He's got it near the 10. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he's able to fight this down to the 2. Give him 7 on the play, and now they have 2nd and goal.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Penix now to throw. And that's complete in the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons break the tie here in the 1st. Zay Flowers, the touchdown. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
Tucker adds the PAT. And the Falcons take the lead here, 14-7 in the 1st. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Fielded just shy of the end zone. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. 2nd drive coming up for the Saints offense. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. Airing it out to start this drive. And he goes down. The Falcons got to him. And a big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Never ever a great look when your quarterback's picking himself up a few seconds into a drive. They're going to need a lot more fight on 2nd down. A whole lot of yardage to get this back on track.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Trying again, following the sack. Short pass brought in. And the nice gain is met by a punishing hit to bring it to a halt.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains. I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out. And this time it was out of the backfield with a running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
So that's one quarter gone in a battle of NFC South rivals. Neither side separating much so far. We'll make our return to Mercedes-Benz Stadium after this. We're back for the second quarter. Saints in possession of the football. They have it on 3rd and 5. He's dropping back to throw. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. Tried getting it to Chris Olave. And that leaves them with 4th and 5. Here comes the Saints punting unit. And no doubt he wants a good start for himself here in primetime. Escapes a defender. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Falcons and Michael Penix Jr. set to take over again. And he already has a passing touchdown in this game. As you can see, that's what he's done with regularity all year, sitting among the NFL leaders in that category. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. Now we have a member of the Saints injured after that play and obviously in need of some assistance. Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Play action, here's Penix. Completed to his running back. Picked up a few as he heads out of bounds.
Sure showed off some mobility on that play. Got outside the pocket and easily found an open man.
Drive in dire straits, it's 3rd and 9. Tight end going in motion here. 3rd down, it's Penix. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. It's scored as a 51-yard punt. And the Saints will get set to take over. The Saints ready to return their offense to the field. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Pass play on 1st and 10. The Falcons getting close, and they take him down. Big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
My goodness, was that some kind of speed off the edge. There's only a handful of tackles in this league that have the lateral movement to stay in front of an end like that. It may be time for this quarterback to start mixing up his cadence, his count, certainly making sure this defensive end can't get off the way that he has.
He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. And back-to-back takedowns behind the line of scrimmage. Set him up now with 3rd down.
First sack, Robert Cart. This one, I think, sent it off the rails entirely. Taking the L on each of the first 2 plays leaves this offense looking at a very unlikely 3rd down pickup.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. the turnover. The defense has it.
You know, Kate, defenders today are top. Don't just go get the sack. Go get the sack and the fumble. It's become an art form, making that strip sack, and that play was a masterpiece.
The Falcons and this running back headed back out for a new series. And they'll only need to figure out a couple of yards here as they're going to start with 1st and goal from the 2. A chance to pay off their defense's effort as they start out 1st and goal. Allen is in for the Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons grow their lead on the turnover. Braylon Allen, the touchdown. Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old-school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff. Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at you, and we challenge you to stop us, and you can't.
Tucker on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Falcons double their lead to 14. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Here comes the Saints offense. They watch their fumble turn into points, so feeling maybe a little bit of an urge to make up for that now in this series. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. They're on him again, and he goes down again. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Can I be honest with you? I'm just starting to feel bad for this quarterback and his family because he is just taking a beating before our eyes.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Finds him over the middle. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
This really isn't a route designed for a lot of yards, Kate. You're just trying to get a small handful and move on to the next down. Stay in rhythm. And anytime you can work some magic after the catch and stretch it out, those are welcome bonus yards.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Dropping back to throw. Walker hauls it in. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
To throw here on 1st down. The pass is incomplete, but hold on here. We've got a flag on the field. Here's the call. Well, we knew it, Brock, and now they know it too. That one was on their defense.
Automatic 1st down.
They'll have a new set of downs following that defensive penalty. Throwing from the gun here. Into the hands of Olave. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Running for the marker on 2nd. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. New set of downs for him from the 46. 1st and 10, looking to throw. That one's complete over the middle. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's good for a New Orleans 1st down. Back now, pressure on its way. Cut near the goal line. And he's all the way home. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints make it a one-score game in the first half. Chris Olave with the touchdown. Now they'll try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Saints chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Flowers now to return it. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The home team's back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. To no one's surprise, Brock, they lead in this one, and that lines up with the type of performances that we've seen from them during this 10-game winning streak. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Lone back gets the handoff. And he's brought down up across the 30-yard line. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
2nd and 8. Got a man. It's Drake London. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. They're calling for a stoppage now. Looks like we had somebody injured on the play. And when this is notable here, it's Drake. Who's hurting? Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. On the handoff, Allen. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. Now a give running right. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
It is caught left side. And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out. That's a pickup of 9. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Running on 1st here with Jacobs. And they needed more than one defender. Their powerful runner stopped for just 1 yard.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Man in motion here. Here we go, 2nd and 9. He just got rid of it, Brock, but he was still in that tackle box. This is going to draw the flag.
Intentional grounding, offense.
Well, I've always wanted to ask this, and this feels like the perfect moment, Brock. Is there ever a time where a quarterback feels intentional grounding is actually worth it?
No. I don't think so. Not for your team, not for your play caller, not for your coach, not for the game situation. There really isn't a time. You've got to find an outlet, somewhere to throw that ball away safely.
3rd and long for him here. He's on the move. He's taking a shot down the sideline. That one firmly denied by the man in coverage. And that brings up 4th and long.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Saints headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. They really have the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Trying the right side. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Chase Young bringing him down there. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. We're at the 2-minute warning of a high-scoring game so far. My goodness. The Saints need some big yards in a hurry. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. They'll try and throw it here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Goodness gracious, this quarterback is taking an absolute beating in this first half. You better have some ice for him ready at halftime. I'll tell you this, Kate. It has been a brutal couple quarters, and if you don't start protecting the quarterback, this guy may not make it and even finish this game.
The Saints calling for a timeout, their first. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call's going to be on 3rd down. Throwing now from the gun. Olave with the catch. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Now the Saints hustling people forward. They need to get set. This is complete to Olave. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. 2nd and 6 now. Anticipated the quick staccato pass there. It's knocked away. Incomplete. Searching for Chris Olave with that one. And it's 3rd down.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Pass complete to Walker. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Still sticking with the passing game. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And this one doesn't go far. Now the Saints hustling people forward. They need to get set. Fits it through the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. From the red zone now. And he will score. It's a New Orleans touchdown. The Saints earn the chance to tie it before halftime. Kicking team out to try the extra points. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Saints tie this game at 21. On is the Saints kickoff team to tee it up and send it away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. First and 10, but only time left for maybe a couple of plays here. They'll kneel the half out, and they're content to take a tie into the locker room. We've hit halftime, all tied up thanks to that late touchdown. Now we'll get you down to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone. This is the EA Sports Halftime Report. So let's get you caught up on what's going on around the National Football League. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey, where you see the final score there. Marquise Goodwin, 2 touchdown catches in the victory. From there, we head down south to Tampa to check on the Bucs at home at Raymond James Stadium. And it was the visiting Dolphins who were able to get the victory. Tua Tagovailoa, excellent in the victory, as it's one that pushes his guys 2 games above 500. And one final game to highlight. We wrap things up on Monday Night Football, and they've got a good one this week between the LA Chargers and the Philadelphia Eagles. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference. These 2 teams making their final adjustments for the second half ahead. It's time to get back at it. For the call, let's rejoin Kate Scott and Brock Hewer.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the third quarter. Well, we're set up for an incredible second half, all tied as we kick it away here in quarter number 3. Return starts from the goal line. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Saints returning their offense and this running back to the field. And you can see he's done his part on offense this season, sitting second right now in the league in rushing touchdowns. And the drive will start out with a first and 10. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. That one's cut along the left sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a massive 35-yard pickup, first down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
On 2nd and 9. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up. Clean breakup on that throw. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going. And you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
To the air, 3rd and long. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Let's be real clear. There is nothing lucky about number 7 at all for this quarterback. The 7th time he's been taken to the ground for a sack. This defense, they've made adjustments. They're incorporating a variety of different looks and blitzes, and it just seems like, Kate, constantly they are a step ahead of whatever this offense is trying to do to protect this quarterback.
The home team sends Zay Flowers ready for another look on offense. And he hasn't been a stranger to the end zone this season, no sir, including on their prior drive, Brock. A pretty important touchdown for him when you look at his season total. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. Now after battling on that run, we see one of their linemen appears to be injured and in need of some attention.
Waste of time. My jersey. Do it. Paid for this.
Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Back to the well again. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Call that a modest improvement. 3 yards that time, but still a 3rd and 7 upcoming. From the shotgun, Penix. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You hear defensive coaches on every practice field we're on preach not giving up the big play, especially at the NFL level. They'll need to stay vigilant because they're definitely going to use that receiver to take the lid off this defense again.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Collects this at the 35. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Officially a 55-yard launch. And it'll be their football.
The only 2 drives I didn't score were from an overthrow on 3rd down. Play some defense CPU.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Here's 2nd and 11. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Falcons are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception. 2nd and long. They didn't have to pass, Brock, but you kind of knew that was what was coming. And they had the right coverage out there to pick it off.
Yeah, you really have 2 choices here, Kate, offensively, right? You could play conservative, try to get to a manageable 3rd down, or you go step on the gas with aggressiveness. And I love aggressiveness. The problem? Well, this defense saw it coming, and even more so, they took it away. They went up and attacked it and got the ball for themselves.
Now here come the Falcons on offense. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. Penix now on 1st down. Finds him over the middle. And they make the tackle at the 38. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
On 1st down, they'll run. And he gets this one down to the 30-yard line. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. An early jump and the flags come in. I think this is going to go against the defense. So keep that 2nd and short play in your back pocket. So the penalty goes ahead and gives them the 1st. So after the penalty yardage marked off, here's 1st and 10. Running it after the penalty. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
These stops, they don't always make the end-of-game highlight reels, but they absolutely should. The coaches and players know it. Offenses are always counting on yards on that type of run. And anytime it results in a loss, it could be a potential drive killer.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. They go play action. Here's Penix. That's knocked away by a defender. Incomplete.
The ability to track the ball. Right, ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. The ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
Third down, it's Penix. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. Fourth down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Bullock's kick is good. And they've taken back the lead.
Independent kicker, man, that is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy who can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. He'll bring it out from a couple yards deep. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Saints come marching onto the field. All their scoring has kept them close, but they still find themselves trailing by just a little in this third quarter. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. This finds Dobbs. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
From the 28. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
It's looking like a trade of 3 now offensively, but listen, if you can't keep the quarterback clean and upright, you're going to need some magic, big-time magic, to convert on this 3rd and long.
Short pass brought in. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Looking to the air here. Into the hands of Walker. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Give him 13 on that play. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Back now, pressure on its way. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, are not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
They'll run now on second down. Ooh, sharp running here. He's past the 30. And he takes this all the way down to the 24-yard line. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's good for a New Orleans first down. Here's a throw. Completed to his running back. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. But one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
They'll run here from the gun. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Tackled there by Jerome Baker. Only a couple yards there, and now it's 3rd and 7. Looking for a throw here. And the defender comes away with it. Reek Woolen with the INT. And the Falcons will take over as this gets brought out to the 20-yard line. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Now give left side. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Penix here from the gun. He completes it in traffic. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the two defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
Complete beyond the marker. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Play action. Here's Penix. Completed to Flowers. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That's the end of the 3rd on Sunday night. It's the Falcons with the ball. They're leading, but not by a ton. So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. They're trying an option play left side on 1st down. Nice run across the 15. And he's in. It's an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons parlay the interception into points. Michael Penix Jr. the touchdown. Well, we all knew somebody was running with it there, and when the defender started flowing towards the back, he made the right call that he would be the one to run it in.
Yeah, he sure did. I think if he hands that off, this play does not end in a touchdown, but in a collision for his running back.
Yeah.
So not only is that running back thanking his quarterback, the rest of the guys are celebrating for that decision.
Tucker able to tack on the extra points. And the Falcons making a 10-point ball game. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. The New Orleans offense set to go now. Well, we all know at this point, turnovers the big problem for them in this game, Brock. And not surprisingly, the defense has capitalized on those mistakes on more than one occasion to their benefit.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that can be tough to win football games in spite of, right? But over the test of time, turnovers are the #1 thing that cost you games, especially after that first one. Once there's blood in the water, you feel it with the defense. They get all over you, trying to force another turnover and another and another.
The screen pass falls incomplete.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
And he's there to send that one away incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Hunter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Same as a touchback here. Fair catch made at the 20. So no return on that punt. And the Falcons will take over. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They've got a man in motion. They'll run here on 1st down. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
That's a pretty good stop on 1st down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
Second and 8. Looking slant route complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Falcons will have a first. A give to Allen out of the shotgun. And the power play up the gun only results in 2 yards.
Well, Kate, a 2-yard run on 1st down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule. You're going to have to pick up the pace.
Eight yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Penix working from the gun. Put the body on the line for his team. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Daryl Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And this one does not go far. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. Throwing for the pistol, Penix. Escapes, and they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Third and long for him here. Caught by Flowers. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. Well, it seems like the only thing that's going to be able to stop this guy or even slow him down is going to be that final whistle, Brock. This defense has been inconsistent at best.
This is one of those moments where it just feels like it's a privilege to watch. Right? When you're at a concert and you're just listening to somebody that's the best of the best, you just want, you want more. And right now up in this booth, I want to see this guy continue to put on a show.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that pushes the lead up to 13.
Those 3 points could go a long way to securing this W. Makes it a lot more comfortable knowing the other side's got to score a couple touchdowns now. A touchdown to field goal's not going to get it done anymore.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. New Orleans back on offense and ready to go now. First and 10 now from the 30. This is complete to Olave. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. Dumped off to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Saints are going to have a first down. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's brought down for a loss. All right, here we go. Second down. Another carry for him. And he's short of the first after a mile gain. Offense in the hurry up here. To the air, third and long. He's got Harris. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Desperation time here on fourth. And it falls incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in four-down territory, down a couple scores here in the fourth. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss. That's the 2-minute warning here from Atlanta. Falcons, minutes away from an 11-0 record. This offense looking to convert as they come up on third down. From the shotgun, Penix. That's caught for the first. And they get there to touch him down, Brock, but a big gain on that play. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Allen trying this straight ahead. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. Now we get another stoppage here. Just 1:52 remaining. The defense burns a timeout. Wow, they're going to pass it here. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. The defense takes its third and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. He goes to a knee as time winds down in this one.
There's still some time. The clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second. This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can.
Setting up for the kneel down on third. So they take a knee here, and they stay perfect on the season. Another victory added on to their streak.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the